Since software release 8.7, you now have the ability to stream music to an ELAN touchscreen via Bluetooth and route the audio to the configured zones that are on the project. Let's jump straight in on how we configure this. In my setup, I've got an SC100 controller, an IPD MTX 8-channel amplifier, an ITP 8-inch touch panel, and some bookshelf speakers. So let's run through the physical connections that you need. On the SC100 is a 3.5mm audio output. So I'll need to use a 3.5mm to RCA cable. The SC300 has an RCA output, so you'd use an RCA to RCA connection between the controller and the amplifier. So I'll connect the 3.5mm end of my cable into the SC100 and then connect the RCA end of the cable to an input on the ELAN amp. I'll put it in input 2 and then connect the ITP8 to the network. So under media, I'm going to go to sources and add in the SC100 internal player into the project if you haven't done already. You can rename it to something custom to the site. I'm going to leave it as it is for now. And then there's an option at the bottom to use the analog out or the HDMI out. So I'm just going to use the analog out for now. And if you haven't done already, you want to assign that output to an input on the amplifier under the zone controllers. So on the MTX 8-channel amplifier, I'm going to go to the source inputs and assign the SC100 to input 2. Obviously do it to an input of your choice. And then from here you can select an icon image. Mine's of a Bluetooth icon already, which you'll find under media and brands in the icon directory. And then continue to configure your zone. So I've got 4 zones: office, lounge, master bedroom, and cinema. Cinema is an AVR zone on the zone controllers. And that's it in configurator. So 20% of the work's done, 80% to do, and that's all on the ITP8. So let's go ahead and get that set up. On the interface, I go to settings, advanced, input the pin, and I see an option for Bluetooth. When I press that, I've got some options. Got device connect actions, output device, and zone inclusion. And then at the bottom is our paired devices. If I press the drop down for device connect action, we have no action, root if inactive, and root always. In the release notes, no action means that when you're connecting a Bluetooth device to this panel, it will not auto enable or route the signal. Root if zone inactive is connecting a Bluetooth device to this panel will auto enable / route the signal to all inactive zones specified in the zone inclusion field. And root always is connecting a Bluetooth device to this panel will auto enable / route signal to the zone specified in the zone inclusion field, whether currently inactive or active. Then we have the output device below that. Auto is the default selection. If more than one player is installed, auto setting will select the player currently not in use that can reach the zones in the zone inclusion list. And then you've got an option for player. Player is where you select the specific internal or extender player. So mine is an internal player, SC100. If I had another SC100, that'd be an extender player. So select the output for the Bluetooth devices connected to this ITP. An SC300, an SC100, and a G1 controller is supported as an extender to an SC100 and a 300 as the master controller for Bluetooth streaming. Then we have zone inclusion. These are the zones that will be turned on and will play the audio based on the output device player that's been enabled. For now, I'm going to leave the device connect action to root if zone inactive and the output device to auto for the moment. Once I connect to the touch panel, any zone that is inactive will play audio. If a zone is active, then it won't be affected. So I'll go ahead and select my zones. I'm just going to select my office for now. So I'll show what happens if I connect with the zone off and what happens when the zone is turned on. Now let's pair my phone. I simply press pair new device and it will put the panel into discovery. Then you search for the panel on your mobile device and pair, make sure the codes match, and then you're done. That's it, simple as that. Now you can start streaming. So if I go to my media zone, which is currently inactive, the audio should then start playing. So I started playing music and we get the metadata and a cool visualizer on the screen as well, which is working in real time. So if I press pause on the touchscreen, the music stops, as does the visualizer. And if I press play, it starts again. Now let's try again, but I'll have the zone in an active state. So I'm going to select the source, Fusion Research for the office, and make that the active source. If I now connect my phone to the touch panel and start streaming, there's no audio routing. So I can manually select the SC100. So if I go to my source list, select the SC100 and select my device, the audio starts streaming straight away. Now let's try the other option, route always. So back into advanced settings, and then Bluetooth, and change it to route always. Back to my office zone, and I'll start the Fusion streamer again. So when my phone now connects to the touchscreen and I start playing audio, it will play regardless if the zone is active or not. So we're starting streaming the music. So let's try no action. So you're going to have to manually switch the source regardless if the zone is active or not. Again, back into advanced settings. Bluetooth, and select the option no action. I'll reconnect my phone to the touchscreen, start the stream. Now nothing is playing, so I now manually have to go to the zone and switch the source on. Now finally, let's try multiple zones. So once again, back in the settings. I'll select the zones office, lounge and master bedroom, and route if zone is inactive. Back to the zones, and I will connect to the system with my phone, and we can see all three zones are off. When I press play, all three zones are selected to play the audio. Now let's try with one zone playing a different source. So I'm going to go to the master bedroom and select the Fusion streamer as the active source in that zone. I'll reconnect my phone to the touchscreen, begin streaming, and the audio is playing in the office and the lounge, and the master bedroom is unaffected. Now let's do it for route always in the Bluetooth settings. Back to settings, Bluetooth, and set it to route always. Go back to the zones and start the Fusion playing the master bedroom again. I'll connect my phone to the touch panel, press play, and we can see it's changed the source in the master bedroom to the Bluetooth source, and it's began playing all the associated zones, so office, lounge and master bedroom. This is a great feature and really handy if zones had their own touchscreen, say in the kids' bedrooms or a kitchen zone. You can route audio to play in all those locations, and all the config is done from the touchscreen. I hope this has been of some help, and thank you for watching.